Hello friends, this is Pradeep Yadav here. Today I am going to discuss how coronavirus is transmitted in environment. I will discuss every aspect regarding the spread of COVID-19 or you can say coronavirus in the environments. Now let's talk about how SARS-CoV-2 is transmitted between people. This is very important to understand how this is transmitted in environment, how transmitted from one person to another person. Now, there are two main ways that SARS-CoV-2 is transmitted between people that you need to remember. So, as you know, infected people have the virus in their respiratory tract, in their mouth, nose and throats, and there are droplets that come out of our nose and mouth when we are talking, laughing, coughing, sneezing, singing even. Sometimes you can see them, but sometimes they are so small that you don't really notice them, but there are anyways. If someone is infected with coronavirus, then those droplets that come out can have the virus in them, and then those droplets, if they land on the someone else's face, in their mouth, nose or eyes, can infect someone else. So if you are sitting close with someone, you are talking with them, you sneeze, you get a cough in the face, if you are sitting nearby someone, those droplets can travel far enough to infect you. The second way is the virus is transmitted that you need to know about is through contact with surfaces that have viruses on them. So, we have just talked about how the virus is respiratory droplets of people who are infected. So, if those droplets get on the surfaces or they are on the infected person's hands and that person touches a surface like a table or a doorknob, they can leave the virus on that surface, and then the virus can survive or stay on those surfaces, and it is contaminates the hand of other people. Now, if touch a surface that has the virus on it and then your hands touch your mouth, nose or eyes, the virus can infect you that way. That's why hand washing and cleaning are so important for preventing transmission, because many people can get infected through their hands also. Everywhere we are just looking at advertisement which is sponsored by government. Please clean or wash your hand again and why? Because if anybody droplet is present and the as like door or in surface, and if you have just touched that surface, so by hand washing you can stop that transmission. So that's why it is very required to please clean your hand, wash your hand regularly. So as you already know, people who are infected with this virus will have infectious virus in their respiratory droplets. When you sneeze, cough, talk or sing, those viruses and those droplets can travel up to 6 feet, which is pretty long way, and those viruses could land in eyes, nose or mouths of other people and infect them that way, or as we already mentioned, they could land on the surfaces. That's why mask use can be one way to reduce transmission. This is primarily to keep infectious droplets from contaminating the environment. So, if someone who is infected is wearing a mask, then there are fewer infectious droplets that will come out from their mouth and nose. Wearing mask is a great way to prevent people from infecting others. As you can see in this image, someone is just speaking a coffee. You can see here there are a lot of droplets which is coming out from the infected person. So, by wearing mask you can reduce the number of droplets near to 0. So, that is very important. We should wear the masks to stop the transmission Also, something to keep in mind is that SARS-CoV-2 is transmitted very efficiently. So, this virus transmits between people in ways that make it very difficult to detect and stop. People are infectious before they have symptoms, so they may be infecting others and not even know it. Some people never develop symptoms, and so they could also infect other people without knowing that they themselves are infected. So, it is important for us to test symptomatic people and identify who they had contact with quickly to try to limit the spread. This is called contact tracing. This is very important. This is done through contact tracing, and you will hear more about this. So, knowing how the disease is transmitted, it makes sense that transmission is more likely to occur the closer contact you have with someone else. So, people who have physical contact with a patient or have close contact are more likely to be infected. By close contact, we mean people who are within 6 feet of the patient for the 50 minutes or more. Now, why 6 feet? Well, that is distance, that is, we know that those infectious respiratory droplet can travel, and 50 minutes means that you have been around them long enough so that you may have come into contact with some of those infectious droplets. So, that what we call a close contact, and close contact may have never had actual physical contact with the patient, but they are close enough so that they could be at risk for transmission. People who share an environment with someone who is infected are at some risk for infection themselves. And the example of a shared environment is an office or even a restaurant. If you are close enough to the person, sharing food and bathroom is another example of shared environment where infection could be transmitted, and sharing a bed is another way that transmission could occur. Again, because you are in a close contact or physical contact with someone who has the disease, for all these reasons transmission is much more likely between people who live together, because they are often having physical contact as well as sharing spaces. There are some living conditions that dramatically increase the risk for the transmission. Sometimes we call these congregate housing settings, and it means essentially when there are many people living in very close quarters. Prison and jail are example of congregate housing, as are a group of homes. Dormitories as like school or settler. These places are all high risk for the very quick spread of the infections, because people are living close together and sharing the spaces. So, if you want to stop this type of transmission, then definitely you have to stop that coronavirus does not reach in such places. When we think about risk for transmission, nursing homes are really represent a worst case scenario for COVID-19. This is because you have, of course, people living in close quarter together who may have frequent contact with each other, but they also represent a group of people who are at very high risk for severe disease because of older age, multiple underlying health conditions that put them at increased risk for the severe disease. They may need multiple interventions such as feeding and toileting. So, they are having very close contact with caregivers, staff are at increased risk because of this, because they are having such close contact with the patient. And importantly, nursing home are not hospital. So, they are not well equipped to take care of people who develop severe infection from COVID-19. So, nursing home are a place where transmission can happen very quickly and people will be at high risk for infection. and if they are infected, the health consequences are severe. So these really are worst case scenario for outbreak of COVID-19. Friends, if you are really serious to stop this coronavirus, definitely you have to follow some rules and regulation which is provided by government. One is washing your hand regularly, maintain a physical distance, wear a mask. These 3 to 4 is very important to stop the coronavirus. If you like this video, please like my channel, please comment and please share this video. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you.